Okay, hello everybody. Welcome to the stream. Uh, so today we are finishing the creeper farm. I know I'm excited. I hope y'all are excited because we're about to have so much gunpowder, y'all. So I spent a lot of time off stream clearing out the trees, gathering a lot of mud. We're gonna put away before we go. Gonna drop off that. I think we have plenty of wood. Also, I earlier today I broke my axe, my netherite axe. So I've had to replace it, which is kind of upsetting, but you know what? We'll we'll deal with that. Moon 2 redeemed Be Gecko's favorite for the stream. Okay. I mean, I'm not even your favorite streamer, but you know. Something about too much Minecraft. As if that's such a thing. Yeah, I need more wood. This is not gonna be enough. Okay. I have to take a quick pause from finishing the creeper farm to get. Did you answer my question? And yeah, shit, I thought it was 17 was the one that it meant. Hang on, let me. Alright, I fixed it. I did not see your question. I apologize. Sometimes my stuff can be a little bit wonky. A large portion of my setup is just. My setup is microphone, mouse, and cell phone on a tripod. Good lol, I don't want people thinking you had an ungodly Minecraft stream going on right now. Yeah, and so what if they did? There are people who do 18 plus only Minecraft streams. What if I wanted to tap into that market? Hmm? What if I did? What if I wanted to be a little man whore? What? God. Bitch, I can hear you from my room. I know you're talking to your friends. I'd time you out, but that demods you. I actually forgot about that mechanic. Um, I think it's a stupid mechanic, because I'd love to be able to time out my mods, but then I have to go back and... So I can't have friends now? I thought you knew that. Okay. Clearly someone hasn't been paying attention. can't time out my mods because, then I have to, like, go back and I have to, like, go through the hassle of remodding them, and it just it's not fair, you know? I just wanna be a little silly, and Twitch is like, "We assume that this is because bad action." If it was something that bad, I would just ban them. Like, why does it assume? Why does Twitch assume that if I time someone out, it's bad? Like, if I'm concerned about something, I ban. Okay, so finishing up with this. God. Deforestation, my favorite. Oh, bet she's fucking crowdsourcing funny things to say in stream instead of actually being entertaining on her own. I can make polls now. Yeah, you've had that ability for a while, dude. I downloaded that extension, like, around the time I found it. Just know this is not a democracy, so, I won't do just you can't just, like, put something weird in a poll and expect me to do it. Yeah, but you can't do it on the phone, and that's how I usually watch? Ah, well, now you know why the computer is superior. Okay, we're gonna throw in some jungle wood because I need wood. And yes, I do mean the unholy way as well. By the way, how's the music balance? There's music? Shit. The idea is that it's supposed to be, like, pretty quiet. So that, like, it's not, like, intruding on me talking, but also so that did I accidentally turn it off or something? Hang on. I gotta check. Oh, my volume isn't very high right now, that's probably why. Okay. Ew, you're 24, gross. I think you may be the first person to ever look at the age in my chat. Everybody else just says, "How old are you anyways?" And it's like, dude, it's in my bio. It's right there. You can find it so fucking easily. Why do people just not look at fucking bio and see, 24? Okay, so that's probably not gonna be enough. You know, it's worth a shot. First person to look at my age, and it's just my sister who literally knows me. IRL. What a world. Right, I need to set up the... Does NearCraft imply the existence of Farcraft? It does. Actually, one of the things that's discussed on occasion. Scaffolding. Girl, help me, how do I leave mod mode? I'm gonna be honest, I'm not really sure. Uh, you can just... I mean, it's technically, it's better if you just stay. Never mind, figured it out. Oh. Okay. Oh, I'm so close. Chat. And by chat, I mean my sister, who's probably the only one watching right now. We are so fucking close to the end of this. The gunpowder is within our reach. The explosive hydrate or dihydrate. Gotcha. Bombas? Sí, bombas. Muchos bombas. You know what comes with muchos bombas? Power. Which I have acquired a craving for. And I'm going to make it everyone else's problem. Also, somebody who can actually watch the stream, let me know if my audio, the game audio, is horribly delayed. It was last night to a distracting degree. Probably one of those things that gets fixed when you turn your computer off and on. At least that's what I'm telling. At least that's what I'm telling myself. Alright. So what should I talk about, chat? Keep in mind, if y'all don't give me stuff to talk about, I'm just gonna end up ranting about QSMP. So, like, if you're down for that, hog. But if you're not, please tell me now. This is a threat. I have so much XP right now. It's not even fucking funny anymore. It went down a bit because I had to, re-enchant my axe, but that's it. I'm gonna have so much gunpowder. And after I get this set up, Elxa is gonna come in and they're going to make me a lovely collection system. Because they understand redstone, and I don't. And I don't want to have to go to each individual unit to get gunpowder. Nah. Remember, chat. I'm gonna start saying shit. Alright, you know what? Fine. Y'all have your lack of response to me indicates that I have no choice than to ramble. So anyways, Philza's lore last night, huh? I think it's kind of interesting because I know, like a lot of people, I've been excited for him to go full Killza, Angel of Death, and all that shit. But honestly, after the way he reacted to getting locked in the weird house, um, with Tyann and Tallulah's stuff, I don't think that's what we're getting. I think instead of the hyper competent, um, like borderline anime mentor, I think what we're gonna get is just a sad guy trying to get his kids back. Which, on one hand, that makes sense, but it's just, it's very different. And at first I was like, this doesn't gel at all with who Philza is. I mean, he's like professional Minecraft player. Does a lot of stuff in hardcore, him being competent at Minecraft, like, makes sense roleplay wise. And then I thought a little bit more about it. Um, One of the things that keeps on coming up is Phil is not particularly accustomed to a lot of the current mod packs. Like, he played modded back in the day, but mods these days are very different. At least I'm given to understood they're different. And I mean, QSMP is using literally one of the best mods of all time, according to a lot of people. The create mod, which is practically a game unto itself. So in that extent, it almost makes a little sense. Philza is honestly pretty out of his depth. It makes sense that Philza isn't like hyper competent. I know what to do. I'm scary. You don't want to fuck with me. Because in the world of QSMP, he's not. And on one hand, I was kind of looking forward, not gonna lie, I was looking forward to getting some, you know, I am scary bullshit. But on the other, you know what? I feel like enough of the other players on the island can fill that role so easily that it might be refreshing to have that different take. More normal guy, maybe competent in one field, but not in the field he's in. And he's painfully aware of that. So yeah, I have mixed feelings about it. It's again, like I haven't been a fan of Phil for too long, but I know enough to be excited for the more revenge. I'm I'm mad and I'm gonna make it everybody else's problem. I was looking forward to that. That being said, it's also probably a good idea because it allows him to, like, no pun intended, stretch his wings. Work on those RP and yes and skills. All right, we're alive. It's okay. Actually, we're gonna grab some more blocks while we're down here. All right, we are so close. Also, earlier today, I got a little bit of practice in with the elytra, and honestly, it was really fun. That's actually why I'm doing this right now, getting all this gunpowder, so that I have a bunch of rockets for elytras. I'm all alone. No one else is on the server. It's just me and my giant creeper farms. Yeah. Holy shit, there's a deer in my front yard. Big deer. Just trotting along. Wow. Like on one hand, it's super cool. On the other hand, it's kind of sad because that means its natural habitat is being destroyed. So it's having to come out of the woods to find food. And it's also upsetting because now it means there's more deer poop in my yard for my dogs to eat. And those fuckers love their deer poop. Not sure how many of y'all have country dogs, but oh my god, they love their deer poop. Like, on one hand, gross. On the other hand, you know what? It kind of looks like kibble, so I get why dogs would be like, ooh, deer poop. But also, it has a strong smell, so like, how are they getting confused by the looks? Especially beagles, which is what I have. Oh, and here come the trash cans. Which means my dogs are, yep, there they go. So a thought that I recently had about myself, um, I don't remember if I've said this on stream yet or not. But basically, the more of a man I become, the the more of a feminist I also become. And that may seem kind of weird, but I've noticed I have a lot more interest in women's issues and um I guess um female empowerment as I've gotten further away from womanhood. And I think that's pretty good. Um I'm I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of misogynistic as it not kind of. I was misogynistic as a teenager. And very sudden, and it was very impulse feelings driven sexism too. And now I'm having kind of a more a reaction that's more similar to that, but with facts behind it this time. Um, that's in favor of women. And that's I think it's good. I don't think it's bad. You know, if I can't handle women's rights while being a woman, then you know what? I think it's just better for me to not be a woman. Which I mean, I'm not, but like you know what I mean. Oh, I'm gonna need to grab whatever. Okay, I can grab it later. Right, back to ranting about QSMP because nobody has tried to stop me yet. Um, so technically, one of the things that was one of the things that was found last night in the lore maze, that whole thing, was they went in like this maze and like found stuff. Like they found a book that was like told the story of a dozen, excuse me, a dozen little eggs doing all these like little tests and such and trying to like finish their like I don't know what they're trying to finish, but like, they're like they have they're little eggs. There's a dozen eggs. They have tests and then they go into a labyrinth. Oh shit, I'm putting those down too low, aren't I? Fuck. Did I put all of them down too low? I did not. Okay. Shit. And one of the things that it said was that two of the dozen eggs survived and escaped. And also there was a message about how two of the children escaped. Now, one of the interesting things about recent developments in QSMP lore is Bagheera's lore, where it's revealed that she was actually a child experiment of the Federation. The fact that people aren't putting two and two together is honestly surprising me. I think there's a decent chance that those 12 eggs are in reference not to the current eggs or to just a general previous set of eggs, but specifically whatever siblings Bagheera had. Note the had. Now, for those of you who didn't watch the lore, um, 10 of the eggs died in that little, like, fairy tale thing. So, Oh, and part of Bagheera's lore was when she was kicked from the server, which, for those of you who don't know, is a pretty common way to essentially give people time off. The kick message said, "You can't get away this time," or "There is no escape this time," something along those lines. Basically, we got you now. Mwahaha, mustache twirl. So, I'm thinking either the eggs are a metaphor, not a metaphor. The eggs are stand-ins for actual children, which, cool. Or, oh, we got Bradley on board for the Moon Signs War. Okay, we'll talk about this later. That later. Um, but so my thought is Bagheera. Either Bagheera was originally an egg, which, cool, or Bagheera was one of 12 children that in the story were called eggs. Now, with all that said, oh gosh. Now, when it comes to this, I have some thoughts. One of my big thoughts is I know a lot of people are really big on the uh, Project Bluebird AU, which is a theory slash AU that focuses around the concept of Jaden from Jaden Animations fame as a child experiment of the Federation. Um, and that kind of people kind of got like hyped up about it, like potentially being canon after Jaden went on vacation and her kick message said "Welcome back" because Kukurucha was talking about how you helped us before, we need you to help us again. So a lot of people are like, oh my god, it's Project Bluebird. What I think it is, in reality, is I think Jaden was one of the scientists, which means, where's the other egg? Because two eggs, in this theory, where Bagheera is one of the two eggs that escaped, that means there is another player, potentially, on the server who is also one of those eggs. Now, it makes sense. When you think about it, I mean, it's, like, or maybe the player that is going to be the other egg in this theory is not on the server yet. Um, who knows? But when you think about it, it makes a little bit of sense because the Federation purposefully crashed the airplane that Bagheera was on. So who knows, like, was one of the Brazilians an egg too? Or egg as a metaphor? That's part of the problem with this is we don't know if it's like an actual egg or if it's a metaphorical egg. Um, 'Cause, I mean, on one hand, it would make some level of sense that I mean, we already know that French crashed because of the Federation. So, do we really just believe Brazilians that there definitely wasn't anything else impacting them? I mean, there may not have been, but it would kind of make a little bit of sense. You know, I think it was also storming when the boat uh, ended up on land. So why not? Then that would imply that perhaps one of the Brazilians is also an egg. Now, it'd make more sense if we're talking when we come down to this theory, you gotta consider um, who falls into the category of fanon avian. Um, Now, sometimes there's overlap between fanon avian and canon avian. Um, for example, ye old Philza. Bagheera quite clearly in the lore considers herself a duck. So, if we take that as a clue, then is one of the Brazilians an avian? Now, I've never really seen any of them portrayed as such. Um, Forever is usually portrayed somewhere between elf and human. Um, Selbit is usually the cat. Tasercraft generally seem pretty human, and I've seen very limited fan art of Phelps. I don't know much about their past, like their history with stuff like this, but it's worth considering. Now, the other possibility is as they're about to add another Brazilian player, Peggy. Um, Maybe she's the bird-coated one. Now, of course, there's another option entirely for this whole thing. Uh, so we got the Bagheera is one of the eggs that escaped theory. Um, and then we have the codes are the eggs theory. Now, this makes sense to a degree. We've known for a while. There's been speculation that the codes are egg eggs or egg-like. So to an extent, it would make sense, right? Um, I mean, I don't think we've ever seen more than 2 codes in a room at any given time, which means they could be trying to give off the impression that there's more of them, but there may just be 2. Has we ever seen more than 2 codes in a room? I don't know. Checking the wiki. Characters, binary entity, physiology. Come on. Sworn enemy with atolls, atoll, atoll. Black shulker box. Oh, that's interesting. Da da da. Okay. Parasite. Burnett shield drawing. Attack and toys in the nether. Atoll in the nether. Tools warding. Attack of the fake egg. So from what I can see on the wiki, there's only been 2 explicit codes in the room at any given time. Which means, for chance, the codes are the 2 eggs that escaped. I mean, if the codes are just, severely abused and emotionally stunted eggs, that could explain why they lashed out at first and are trying to change that, the vibes that they're giving off. But the only way we'll know is if they show up at some point. Now, the other problem with this is we do actually. There has been a confirmed. Basically, if you look at the numbers, there have been a total of 12 eggs on the island. Unless, of course, A1 and Memory are 2 different eggs. If they're separate eggs, then it's you know it's probably a dozen eggs in the story are probably not the eggs. Chaya and Tallulah, Ramon, etc. Now, that in of itself is concerning. But again, in my opinion, we can rule out this possibility if we identify A1 and memory as separate eggs, which I kind of do. I do think they're two separate eggs. I think memory's going to be hell of a lot easier to find, and I think A1 is just going to end up being lost to time. But yeah, those are my thoughts, and they're not very coherent right now, and that's in part because I am trying to build. And I can't talk coherently when I build, especially when nobody's asking me clarifying questions and like essentially pressuring me to make sense. So, sorry if this doesn't make sense. It was never going to. The thing is, I don't think they're gonna just like randomly get rid of the eggs. Because, I mean, A, every time someone's lost an egg, with a small handful of exceptions, they tend to stop playing on the server. You have to be able to retain people after the egg's loss in order to get rid of the eggs, which at this point, you cannot. Also, I mean, I don't think it just it doesn't make sense. It's a major element of what the SMP is at this point. It may as well be egg SMP. So like from a marketing and storytelling and investment perspective, they can't just kill off the eggs. What they can do is set some extreme costs to get them back, which is what I think they're gonna do. It's, in a way, it's like the Infinity War Endgame problem. There's a lot of people who didn't care during Infinity War because, well, they knew Endgame was coming. It was pretty fucking easy to deduce that nothing that happened in this movie would really be permanent. None of those deaths were going to count. Everybody knew that. But I mean, I know I wasn't the only person in the theater who cried when Spider-Man died. I knew he was coming back. I knew he was going to be fine. But that death still hit pretty fucking hard. So, What I think they're going to do is something similar. There's definitely going to be some level of a cost to to saving the eggs. And that's honestly, I'm very much a pro. I'm a fan of being pretty like lax when it comes to like character resurrection. I feel like playing around with it can do well, especially when you add in extra state. So like even if it's not something like um oh, so and so person comes back, but they're different. Um Honestly, even something like honestly, it doesn't really work for like a series ending. But in general, the idea of say someone going to super hell, just, just someone agreeing to have their soul sent to super hell in order to save somebody, that's not bad as long as you follow through on that plot line before the end of the series. And also you have a much better level of closure. Now, of course, having someone say that they're gay and they get sent immediately to super hell is kind of problematic in of itself, but we're gonna ignore that for um and focus more on what, can how do you make those kinds of like consequences work? So, one big thing would be deal with it a lot earlier on. I'd say that's the big thing in my opinion. Is that you can't just wrap it up at the end. You've gotta like if you're doing like a trilogy, um you want the consequences to come in book 2. Not like early on in book 2, but like, give it some time to simmer. Which I think there's some implication that we're about to enter arc 2 of QSMP, given the Roman numeral 2, that was part of the announcement for today's events. So one of my theories is we're not necessarily tonight is going to be like the start of Act 2, but things are I think we're getting close to the end of the arc, which I think will indicate a change in the egg rules, among other things. I don't think they're going to get rid of the eggs. I legitimately don't think they can afford to get rid of the eggs. Um, though to be fair, with how Quackity's struggling to pay the server, he may not be able to afford to keep the eggs. Um, without moving. I mean, they could just move him into more of a capybara-like role, which is what I think is going to ultimately happen. Um, but we'll see. Anywho, if we're starting to head to Arc 2 of the SMP, to me, that would indicate we're going to get the eggs back. But there's going to be an implied and nebulous cost. And the thing is, everyone will fucking agree to it. I don't think that the it would end up bringing back any of the other eggs, though. Not yet, at least. That being said, it's worth noting that Rare is trying to get Mariana back on the server, and Slimesicle is seeming to make an effort to get back on the server. So, who knows? Maybe we'll get one of Fleepa back? I would like to think that's a possibility. Um, Honestly, if the eggs are AI, the code version of the eggs may just be like corrupted code, which would kind of make sense. Anyways, I spend a lot of my life thinking about this, and it's probably not healthy. Should have grabbed a water bucket while I was down there last. Oh dear. I say some of this stuff about like consequences of death being nebulous till part two. Well, towards the end of part two, because I was once playing around with a story idea that kind of used that, where a character gets revived in exchange for a future promise. And that's left incredibly vague. What is it going to cost to have what will doing what have you what did you agree to pay when you signed up to save your friend, you know? You barely even got a chance to ask before the entity already it took that. You barely ask, and the entity said that's offering you this says, "Okay, that you want clarifying questions? That means it's yours." Um, and then part of the problem was I could never figure out what to make the consequences. That was admittedly part of what killed that story idea, is that I didn't know what the consequences should be. I was kind of thinking that the character that made the promise should die, but it seemed too easy almost. Like, you need something different. But yeah, I mean, based on the era of fandom I grew up in, it makes sense that I'd be partial to absurd resurrection. I mean, I grew up in the era of Supernatural and Doctor Who. Okay? Back in my day, if a character died, there was like, unless it was a handful of people, there was like a 60 to 75% chance they were coming back. And if it was certain people, it's a 100% chance. It's just kind of like, ugh, when is it going to happen already? Um, Fuck, man, it was literally a joke that was referenced at the end of, or partway through, during Angels Take Manhattan. So, like, of course, I'm, like, totally on board with this. Now, the one thing that I feel like people need to keep in mind with this is not setting the expectations too painfully high. It is largely a bunch of Minecraft players without professional acting, um, like like an actual acting education. They are going to be limited in what they can, how well they can pull this off. Doesn't mean they can't. It just doesn't mean you should be like expecting it to work. Um, I think especially since a lot of people were disappointed after Dream SMP, a handful of younger people need to be aware that endings rarely turn out as good as you expect, or honestly, in a lot of cases, need them to be. Not in just like a way where it's like, oh, it's a complicated ending where like, there's some good, there's a lot of bad. I mean, I don't think any story, I think very few stories, that's a lie. Very few stories can truly live up to the hype they build. And that's okay. That's why you just shouldn't build. You should be careful how much you build. You know what I mean? You measure, you're like, okay, what of this can I actually do? What can I pull off? What can I make work. And you try to moderate those expectations for people because otherwise they're going to have crazy expectations and you're just going to disappoint them. Which is something that I think the people who were part of, say, the Sherlock and Doctor Who fandom of the early to mid 2010s have learned. No. Oh, fuck. I fucked it up. This unit just isn't going to be as powerful. Oh well. The problem is that they're going to walk off and, depending on where they walk off, they may end up, landing on another trap door and dying. Now, they're already pretty likely to just fall onto another block and die, but, you know, it's one of those things where it's like, you know? But, anyways, I think most people in the Minecraft content creator community fandom, I think a lot of them have hopefully learned the lesson that a big build can often lead to a very disappointing payoff. But I don't know that all of them have. And that's basically the stuff that you make with fandom. The meanwhile, 9 times out of 10, the space between the beginning and the conclusion is going to be best place. It's going to be the most fun. There's going to be the most possibilities. And you're going to have the most. I don't know. That's just. It's where, for the most part, fandom is going to thrive. The middle. I mean, think about, like, the Sherlock fandom. That crazy shit was at its peak when it wasn't fucking on air. Which is really great because, like, it was rarely on air, let's be real here. Um, basically, I just want younger people in fandom to be aware of the fact that they're almost certainly gonna hate the ending of QSMP. Whatever it is. However it ends, whatever that means. Ah! We're gonna pretend that just worked. See how quickly that worked? Yeah, we already got gunpowder from it. Yeah, we're fine. Okay. Um, I need to make a chest for a hopper. Actually, I can probably just grab some iron. Okay, I've got that. So it's less likely to fall off. And there we go. We got 14 gunpowder. So the effective part. All right. Okay. All right, we got 16 already from that. What do we have over here? A lot. What do we have over here? Not as much. Which makes sense when you think about it, because I'm pretty sure for a large portion of time where we were building this, that I think was just too far away to spawn. Now, if we go up here, this is actually going to be the ideal location. I want to see how much of it shows up on the die map. Okay, so actually a decent amount of it is already shown. Oh, damn. Okay, this is pretty fucking cool. I'm gonna see if I can get a picture. Ah! Lip snipping tool. New. we're gonna save that. And I'm going to add image. Okay. Browse pictures. So this is what it looks like on the Dyn map. Now, the Dyn map is kind of wonky, as you can see, because over here, this isn't finished. Actually, no, it actually is finished. But like this one doesn't have like the lid on it, and there's like this stack of concrete powder from when I was prepping for these that's still there for some unknown reason. Um, so for whatever reason, it's wonky, but there is still the arch, part one, and oh gosh, damn, that looks really cool. I built that. I built that, guys. I made this. It's not done, but I made this. And because I've been practicing with my Elytra, I have a bit more confidence in my idea to build like a ring connecting each of these together that I can then like have like be like open housing almost. Not open housing, but like have the ring be like just like kind of like half. Ugh. Basically, imagine a tube. You put the tube in a circle, and then it sticks together magically. Um, and then you cut um the internal half of that tube and remove it. That's what I want to do. Um, but of course, that's going to be pretty far down the line. That's going to be a while. And by a while, I mean at least a week before I can get started because that's when we go to the end. Oh, that's why this one looks shorter because I haven't built the bottom part. Um, so I need to pull this down. Also, I need to do the edge. And then I get all this ready, and then I can build the lower ring. Not ring, but the lower curve. And once I build the lower curve, I can take down these and replace those. And also, I can get my redstone-y friend in here. Yay! Elxa! Elxa's gonna save me from whatever this fucking shit is. Oh, I also have to fix that. So, as you'll notice, everything else is like white, and that's black. So I need to change that. I also kind of want to get a beacon for the middle. I just think that would be cool. And I'm thinking like this should be like generally the top. I'm not 100% sure if I want to end it off here or if I want to actually go all the way up to that little curve. I don't really see much purpose in going up to the curve though. Now the other question is, do I want to perhaps make like lower rings? Nah, I don't. Anyways, the functional elements, the stuff that I'm good at, is done. Now, onto that part that I ignore in building. Design. I am not looking forward to this. So I'm gonna have to build out like this whole fucking platform to build the ring or the arch. It's not really an arch though, is it? Because it's through the bottom. The curve. I have to build a whole fucking curve. I also have to identify what, what makes it's gonna make a good curve and all that, and oh my god, there's just so much I have to do to make this work. That being said, I'm going to deal with it. I'm going to be a big boy. I'm going to put on my big boy pants. And I'm going to deal with this thing that I don't want to do. Okay, so I have to actually start over and build this one over. Okay. We're doing so good. Oh, so fun. We love randomizing things, don't we, folks? We love making things not just like one singular color and putting in effort to make it look natural and different and like ooh, this is cool and shit. Yeah, we love this. Oh my god, this is so fun. I don't want to die right now. Ugh. I hate it, 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 I hate it. Okay, we're getting close to where we can stop. Okay, this is gonna be the last 2 rows. Okay. This may actually be lower than a lot of the other ones. Which means I have to build the other ones lower. Yes, I want to build it down to the point where I can jump up and just barely, so just 3 blocks up. Ah. I am gonna need more white concrete powder. I'm gonna be honest. I'd rather pay somebody to do that. You know what? Child labor. No, that is too... That is too short. Okay. 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 Bartering. I don't want to do this anymore. Which I mean isn't bad because I'm like reaching about the end of like the time frame where I can like reasonably be streaming because like my dogs need to go to bed and they're gonna be all persnickety and like we want to go to bed. I'm not gonna need 8 stacks. I can't be bothered to do the labor for that, you know? Alright, what can I do for a little bit? Like what, 20 minutes? What can I do to waste 20 minutes? Um, I'll grab that. You know what? Let's get to work on tearing down. Let's work on deforestation. Sleep first. Do I have more wool? Wait, there's a different bed, so we got that. That's good. Now I can sleep on the other side of my land. Okay. So I'm not exactly sure what I'm gonna do with this area. I think Squirtle might end up making a little Squirtle house here, but who knows? I just happen to think it would be cute. It's a cute area. I think it'd be nice. Um, yeah. But if not, I guess I'm just gonna terraform it into something. It's a little scuffed now because I've been using a lot of TNT. Um, there are bees? Don't think so. More wood! Woo! I'm a little surprised that there aren't any frogs in here. Did did they just get, like, killed by something? Like, before I started blowing everything up? Or, like, what happened here? I wanna know. It's like, I've never seen a frog on my land, anywhere. Just never seen it. And it's probably for the best because I probably would have ended up accidentally killing him, but, like, it's just a little weird because, like, this is you're supposed to be able to find them the best here, and yet not very frequently here. I'm gonna be kind of weird for a sec. I have been feeling a deep loneliness the past few days, and I think it's partially I just haven't been putting much effort for a while into interacting with people. Um, so it's probably not much of a big thing. But I've been feeling extra alone. And unfortunately, I don't have many different people I can go to when I feel alone. I mean, I have some, but they're people that are harder to go to, and then just because, like, it's hard to admit to your sibling that you're lonely and want to hang out. Um, but I've just kind of been spending a lot of time feeling more isolated than usual. And that's not been good. And I think that's partially because I haven't been streaming. And streaming is honestly kind of the main way I interact with people on a semi-regular basis. Um, and I just I don't know. Just feeling a little. I think I mentioned that, dealing with a lot of changes because I'm ending my time in education. I'm gonna be done with college. And that is this whole thing that's gonna be really hard to deal with the change of because I mean, I've spent my entire life learning and being at home. And all of a sudden, I'm gonna be putting into action and not be at home. And it's just a weird change. And I'm just a little. Basically, what I think I need to do is I need to get an actual schedule. In part, not only to hopefully get a more consistent audience, because, I mean, I don't have the numbers up right now, but I can guess not many people are watching. I know that for a lot of people, the schedule really helps. Same time every day or most days where they can go live. And I need to identify that for myself and get that situated with my family so that, like, it's all cool. It's all fine. Um, I also need to make a schedule so that I know when I'm going live, and so I have that for me, and I'm doing it consistently, and it's just a thing that I do. And I will probably, I can make up a current schedule for the next probably month or two, but then I'm gonna have to change it when I get a job, which who knows when that's gonna be. Yeah, I don't think that uh, anything that I plan out now is gonna last very long, but that's, that's fine. I think I need to get to it. I also need to make more of an effort to talk to people, which I'm trying. Let it never be said that I don't put effort into putting in effort. Not that like, ooh, I'm putting in an effort and I'm making sure to put an extra double effort. No, I'm putting in a lot of work to just try to do like the bare minimum. And currently it's not doing very much. And I need to work on that. I used to think that I wanted to be like a housewife back when I thought I was a girl. Um but as time has gone on and people have been like, "Hey, Gecko, since you're not in school and not working, you're gonna have to pick up the slack around the house." Um, which, fair. Uh, I've come to the realization that I fucking hate housework. I hate it. I hate chores. I despise them. I'll do them, but like until I learn how to self-motivate myself to do, God, even things I like doing, I'm gonna need some help. And like figuring out how to say, "Hey, I need help to do these things," which sucks because that's got to be mentally and emotionally taxing for other people. I don't want to be mentally and emotionally taxing, but I also want to get things done, which is why I want to get a job instead, so that they feel bad for asking me to do things. I'm gonna make a horrible husband. I'm just gonna have to make up for it by being hot, maybe wealthy. I think I'm gonna have to talk to my headache doctor about my headache medication because I don't think it's working as well as it used to, which makes some level of sense. Like, I don't know, I'm not feeling great right now, and I'm just trying to identify why. I think it's probably just anxiety, just general. I'm a disabled person trying to live the life of a dysfunctional, able-bodied person. You know what? Made a decent amount of progress today. And also, the new member is going to be added to QSMP pretty soon. Technically, the event was supposed to start 6 minutes ago, but let's be realistic here. Nobody on that server, people on that server tend to be a little bit behind, which makes sense with all of the stuff going on. So, like, I don't blame them. Um, it kind of reminds me a bit of, like, trying to get out of the house when you have severe ADHD in your family. Ask me how I know. But yeah, I think. Damn, I really gotta figure out what else I'm doing because, like, I've been focusing on this, and I think it's partially because I don't know what else to do. I claimed such a big piece of land, and I don't know what the fuck to do with all of it. Um, did I fuck up? I think I may have fucked up, guys. I think I made this too. I think I picked too big of a land. I want to make this whole area mud. Like, a lot less, like, water, more mud piled up. Mud bridges, I guess. I don't know. Yeah. I've had fun streaming. Uh, let's see. Who should we raid? His chef still? Ooh. Wait. I don't see chef, but Oh, Matthias is live. So we're gonna go give him a raid. Found him pretty recently. Um, actually, no, we're not. I'm just gonna go say hi by myself.